Not only is Donald Trump talking about deporting naturalized and natural-born American citizens, Trump said yesterday during a brief conversation down at Alligator Alcatraz, this prison camp facility in Florida, Trump said, we may really need to criminally prosecute employees of CNN. And one of the most notable elements of this video is that a Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, is nodding along. They're not even pretending anymore to be anything but authoritarian, wannabe dictators. Listen to this.
And Madam Secretary, CNN yesterday pushed an app that lets you track where ICE agents are. Tom Homan was saying that perhaps CNN should be prosecuted for that. That's obstruction of law enforcement. Your response?
Yeah, we're working with the Department of Justice to see if we can prosecute them for that, because what they're doing is actively encouraging people to avoid law enforcement activities, operations, and we're going to actually go after them and prosecute them with the partnership of PAM if we can, because what they're doing, we believe, is illegal.
And they may be prosecuted also for having given false reports on the attack in Iran.
Yes.
They were given totally false reports. It was totally obliterated, and our people have to be celebrated, not come home and say, what do you mean we didn't hit the target? We hit the target first. You know, the pilots came home and they said we hit the target first. So they may be very well prosecuted for that. What they did there we think is totally illegal.
This is Idi Amin style stuff, okay? During Idi Amin's brutal rule, the regime would crack down on press freedom, censorship and shutdown, state control, harassment and violence, expelling foreign media, bogus charges against the press. That's where we are right now in 2025. And it got worse. Trump asked, what's your message to communist Zoran Mamdani? Trump goes, well, we might have to arrest him.
Your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zoran Mamdani, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zoran Mamdani?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look,
just casual. We'll just have to arrest him. We'll have to arrest him. Even more dystopian, Ron DeSanctimonious, the Florida governor, who now he's friends with Trump again. Now they're on good terms, I guess. Saying, hey, you know what? This one prison camp down here in Florida, we want to see these all over the country. We might even make a system of prison camps.
It was when I first came in. You know, we lowered the cost of groceries. A simple word like that, groceries.
Sorry, this is the wrong clip. I actually don't think I have the, dear God. Okay, I don't have the DeSantis clip. Or do I have it? Let me just take a look here. This normally doesn't happen on the show. Normally, everything is just perfectly fine-tuned. Here it is. Here is DeSantis talking about a system of these camps.
Given the likelihood of the One Big Beautiful Bill passing, and we look forward to the success of this facility here, how many more facilities like this do you feel that the country needs in order to enact your agenda of mass deportations?
Well, I think we'd like to see them in many states, really, many states. This one, I know Ron's doing a second one, at least a second one, and probably a couple of more. And, you know, at some point they might morph into a system where you're going to keep it for a long time. You know, it's not that far away from jails that take years to build. And
all right, so I actually got it confused. It's Trump talking about DeSantis's plan, not DeSantis saying it. But the point here is a system of prison camps with terrible conditions. United States 2025, not whatever country in whatever year you would imagine we would hear that. And then finally, Trump capping off this completely abortive attempt at a press conference by just telling a bunch of lies back to back to back to back.
And his bad spending is what caused inflation. So now we have no inflation. Gasoline just hit $1.99 today in 5 states.
Gasoline did not hit $1.99 in 5 states, and we have inflation.
$1.99, isn't that a nice sound? It was up to $4, and going up to 5, 6, and 7. In California, it was $7.70. But we just hit in five states $1.99, $1.98. And it's coming down to that level, so that'll be a big thing. And one of the reasons the prices and costs are going down when you go to the supermarket, because I said I was going to get costs down, we're getting the cost down. Food is coming down.
None of that is true. The rate at which prices are increasing is relatively stable and equivalent to what it was under Joe Biden. The state in which gasoline is currently the cheapest is Mississippi, and it's $2.69 per gallon. Even in California, where Trump likes to say it's expensive, it's only $4.50 per gallon. Everything he is saying isn't true, but these are loyalty tests. Are you loyal enough to him to keep repeating this stuff? Unfortunately, many Americans do fall for these sorts of things. However, more than half of Americans say ICE has gone too far in arresting migrants, and we're going to talk about that on today's bonus show. Speaking of polling, pride in America has slipped to a new low. Is that something we should care about? And finally, we are going to look at the details of Paramount settling Trump's 60 Minutes lawsuit with a $16 million payout, but no apology. Does that trigger Trump? We'll talk about all of it on the bonus show. Get instant access to the bonus show by signing up at joinpacman.com. Get on my daily newsletter at substack.davidpacman.com. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the bonus show. I'll see you back here tomorrow.